We both have the same type of man. Like, we like a nasty fucker.
We like a fucking criminal. Like, straight up, someone who is so visibly violent. That is our type.
Like, someone that if we bring them home to our parents or show them to our friends, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do they have gold teeth?
You should never even have approached that man in the first place. That is someone who will lead you into a violent and tragic death. And Natalie and I
They're gonna kill your dog. They're gonna kill your dog.
They're gonna kill or fuck your dog. And Natalie and I are like, hot, hot, hot.
I'ma be sad. I'm not trying to be like you, my boy. Hey,
Well, there goes another week. These are the ones I've already lived, and these are the ones I have left. Happy Tuesday.
In many states, an 18-year-old boy who is not registered for the draft cannot attend a state school. He cannot receive even a loan for a private school. Male-only draft registration leaves a woman who doesn't register for the draft able to 1. Go to a state school. 2. Go to a private school with federal aid. Or 3. Get married and work, be single and work, have children. It leaves a man who doesn't register able to go to 1. Jail. Our different standards for women frees a woman from moral dilemmas, allowing her to see herself and other women as more innocent and moral than men. This is reinforced in wartime, when women aren't even required to leave their normal jobs and manufacture armaments for 2 years. In brief, the problem with the selective service is that it is selective.
17 shots, I'm like, yeah, she's mine. Wonder when she'll be mine. She walked past like praise, rewind to see that one more time. And I got this soda.
I'm 30 years old and I'm exactly where I want to be. This is where I lay my head down every night. And this is a shit pipe where the guy in the apartment above me takes shits and it slides down and enters my head in my dreams. This is the crown molding in my room that isn't crown molding, it's like 3/4 molding, and it just stops there. And then it fucking restarts there. And I have a door that I took off my fucking closet. This is a box of Newports I bought 2 weekends ago. This is a blood blister also, if you're wondering what it is. But this is a box of Newports I bought. And I did a lucky cigarette because I was feeling a little fucking frisky, and I haven't smoked them since because I bought them in a drunken rage.
Unless you marry a virgin, your rate of divorces are pretty much a lot higher as you see more partners.
Well, we're all out of virgins, so that's not an option. This research is widely cited. If you're on social media much, you hear a lot of people talk about it. What she leaves out here, however, is that the numbers for men and women are different. There's a much more negative effect on a woman's ability, once she has run her number up, to have a healthy marriage going forward. The general consensus among psychologists is that because women cannot completely detach emotionally, even in a hookup situation, they bond and break the bond, bond and break the bond. And once they've done that so many times, they sort of short circuit their ability to make a healthy bond with someone in the future. So men, since you're never going to know that number, and you shouldn't be asking anyway, men, she has to have a genuine, lustful desire for you. Otherwise,
My girlfriend is BDP and I hate it. Borderline personality disorder sucks. From what I've read and what she's told me, it's basically like bipolarity, but the mood changes are way more frequent. Like she can go from extremely in love with someone, me, to bored in a matter of 4 days. I've known her since we were 8 and have loved her since. We have been a couple like 8 times now. She is always the one who hurts me though. This last 3 times we've been together were the worst though. First she cheated on me twice with my best friend. After that I cut contact with her. We are in the same class so I still had to see her daily. She didn't even apologize, she didn't care. 4 weeks later she gave me a handwritten letter apologizing and saying she loved me and that she misses me so much and she is miserable without me. I took her back. 2 days later she fell out of love again and dumped me. I ignored her and about 2 months later I went to a party where she was too. For some odd reason we were left alone in the house. Everyone went outside. It was about 20 people. And she started crying. Drunk ass me asked what was wrong. First I had ever spoken to her in 2 months. And she started crying even more and I hugged her. She cried for a while then we kissed and blah blah blah. She told me she missed me and that she loved me and that she was ready to commit to me 100% this time. She said she was a different person and that she was ready. I took her back once again and she dumped me yesterday. Honestly I'm not even sad anymore, it just pisses me off. Everyone in our class hates her for many reasons. One of them is what she did to me, and when I got back with her everyone ignored me suddenly. This woman hurt me so effing much over the last 5 years and I'm tired. I've never really been the type of guy who cries yet I remember once I cried in front of her begging her to stay. She did me so wrong and I don't think I can forgive her. I blame myself for being this weak and pathetic. Never again. I know she will miss me again in about 2 or 3 months but it is over.
So this is from Facebook dating data showing the response rates between 2 genders. We have here women responding to men by races and men responding to women by races, ranked by highest response rate to lowest response rates. So here we can see that white men has the highest response rate from Asian, Latino, and white women, and black women actually prefers responding to black men the most. On the women's side, Asian women get the highest response rate from black, Latino, and white, And Asian men actually has the highest response rates with Latina women. The lowest response rate, it seems that Black men has the lowest response rate from Latina women and Black women and Asian women, and white men has the lowest response rate from Black women. On the women's side, Black women seems to have the lowest response rate between all races. This is controversial data, but let me know what you think.
So mainstream media news outlets are finally starting to admit that the massive drop in male fertility over the past 50 years actually is a widespread threat to society. Now, in case you're not up to date on this, there has been a 50 to 60% reduction in male sperm counts in Western nations over the past 50 years since roughly 1973. Now, what's more is that there's also been a 25% reduction in the average level of testosterone between 1999 and 2016, but this issue also appears to date back even further to around 1987, where the average level of testosterone appears to have dropped by 42% in that time span. Now, the researchers of these studies were clear to make the point that obesity is likely one of the leading factors that is leading to lower levels of fertility and testosterone. However, they were also clear to make the point that this doesn't fully explain this massive drop in testosterone and fertility, leading them to believe that environmental toxins are likely leading to these issues.
Jessica, 27, stay-at-home mom, pansexual, queer, gender questioning, lives in Seattle. Trying to find a guy that can pick me up. BBW, fat queer, 5'3", 280 pounds of brat. Pan/gender fluid, all pronouns accepted. I have 2 little heathens, witch in training, looking for friends, fun, and good company, aka give me attention. I'm a big babe with even bigger boobs and a bigger heart with a weakness for cheesy pickup lines. I'm not as lame as I appear, or am I? Yes, the answer is yes.
A vegan mother was just sentenced to life in prison after causing the death of her young son. In the fall of 2018, 18-month-old Ezra O'Leary was found deceased in his home. He weighed just 17 pounds, the size of a 7-month-old baby. He was 7 pounds underweight. His 2 siblings, aged 3 and 5, were also found malnourished. Ezra's parents were then asked what they fed their children. Sheila and Ryan said that they were strict vegans. Ezra and the family were apparently only fed raw fruit, raw vegetables, and breast milk. In June of last year, 38-year-old Sheila was convicted of 6 charges: first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse and manslaughter, child abuse, and 2 counts of child neglect. She'll be spending the rest of her life in prison.
Questions for the ladies. Shallow edition. Be honest. No political answers. Let's get started. Question number 1. Would you date a guy that is way shorter than you? Question number 2. Would you date a guy that is ugly? I mean, they are so unattractive, but they have an amazing personality. Question number 3. Would you date a guy that is broke? He has no money, but he's really trying in life. Question number 4. Would you date a guy with no car at all? Question number 5. Would you date a guy that still live with his parents? He's trying in life, but he's still living with his parents in their basement. Question number 6. Would you date a single father of 5? He's taking care of them, but would you date him? All right.
Rich, 8-figure, that's my type. That's my type. That's my type. 8-inch bagel, that's the pipe. I'ma ride it all night. Rich, 8-figure, that's my type. That's my type. That's my type. 8-inch bagel.
Insert cash or select payment type. Fuck! Use PinPad to complete transaction.
My wife needs a full-time caretaker, and I'm tired. I, 30 male, met my wife, 35 female, 7 years ago. We've been married for 5 years now. She called me 3 times last night in a total panic, convinced she was dying. She's not, but that doesn't make that fear any less real for her. She had to call me because she's currently out of state. She borrowed money and booked herself a flight out of state because she needed a getaway. I'm still not sure how I'll pay it back. She racked up over $40,000 in debt this year because credit card companies don't care how mentally fit you are. They'll issue a new credit line to anyone that is someone covering their bills. I'm currently waiting at the airport to pick her up. I got the visitor's pass so I could meet her at the gate because her problems won't let her go for a walk without 50 pounds of stuff. Her carry-on alone is more than she can carry, especially when she's having a bad day. And today is a bad day. When we leave the airport, we will go to the ER. We will wait for hours to be seen. When they finally see us, they will look at the sores and lesions all over her body caused by her skin picking problem. She feels permanently infested and like she has something under her skin. She will pick holes in her body for hours. They will look at the sores and tell her they don't see anything coming out of the sores, that there's nothing they can treat, that she needs to stop picking and let the sores heal. It will devastate her. She is convinced this time they will see something for sure. We've been to so many doctors and dermatologists at this point. They can't treat what's wrong with her. I won't sleep much tonight either. I'll wake up tomorrow and go to work at my high-stress job in tech anyway. I'll cook, clean, do her laundry, take care of the pets, and decide how much of the hoarding problem I want to work on. Like I do every day. Then I'll drink just enough to start to think I might have a problem and go to bed again. I'll make sure she goes to her appointments with her psychiatrist and therapist. Her psychiatrist will, I assume, spin the roulette wheel in his office to decide what kind of medicine she gets this week. I'll fill the prescriptions, fill up her medicine containers, and make sure she takes it every morning and night. I'll just hope this therapist doesn't quit on her yet like the last few have. When she's incontinent, I'll wake up in the middle of night and change the sheets and help her shower. I'll launder them and get her back in bed. When she's violently nauseous, I'll hold her hair back. When the fear turns to anger, I'll bite my tongue while she screams at me loud enough for all the neighbors to hear. When she's sad, I'll hold her until she stops sobbing. I usually sleep by myself in the basement. It's hard to call this a marriage or partnership anymore. I'll think about divorce while I'm down there. When the phone rings for the third time that night, I'll wish our lives were different. Then I'll feel guilty. I'll answer the phone. I'll see what the latest crisis is. She didn't ask for this, but I didn't either. The independent self-software developer I fell in love with is still in there somewhere. I still see her sometimes, in increasingly fleeting moments of clarity. No, I won't leave her. I'm far from innocent. I don't have the empathy I should anymore. I sometimes roll my eyes when she is convinced for the 10th time this week she found out what her infection is on WAMD. I'll be frustrated that she wants to go yet another doctor. I'm mad when her problems makes her late again and we get charged another missed appointment fee. I don't want to give the impression I handle any of this with grace or dignity. I'm posting this here because I'm too proud to tell my family how things are really going. But I just wanted someone to know.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better bitches, better money, my clothes better, my shoes better, I work harder.